Hello.
Carlos.
Yes, sir, Rock.
How you doing, Carlos? Hey, sorry, man. I was trying to call you every time I was trying to dial out. We were having fans calling us from Lubbock and La Sara, Texas, all over the place.
Hey, that's a good problem to have.
It sure is, man. And let me tell you, they are characters. Ya madre, vato, man. They're colorful. And I love having them on the show, man. How you doing, Carlos?
Hey, doing great. Thank you for asking, Rock. Good to hear you all, and thank you again for being a part of your show.
Well, I was wanting to know about this case that you had that had some a drug confiscation, right? I mean, they caught somebody with drugs. And tell us a little bit about that, because you sent us a picture of all the packets of drugs that they caught. And
yes, sir.
What was that all about, Carlos?
Well, it was about, I represented someone. I got a call from someone who actually was not from the Valley, but was from Florida.
Okay.
This person flew from Florida to Houston, got off the plane there and joined two other people in a vehicle and drove down from Houston to the Valley, and then crossed the border in Brownsville to Matamoros. Spent a couple of hours in Matamoros in another vehicle, and then crossing back at the International Bridge, they were searched, and the government found 25.5 kilos of cocaine.
Damn. And then what happened? They got arrested? Were they taken into custody there at the bridge and into?
There was three people in the vehicle, and so you had the driver, a male. You had my client, a passenger, and you had another female. My client was a female, and there was another female also in the vehicle as a passenger. Both my client and the male driver were arrested. The driver's girlfriend, who was a passenger in the vehicle, was let go, and the government denied prosecution on her.
Okay.
They charged my client with conspiracy to possess and distribute cocaine and possession of cocaine, 25.5 kilos.
Mm-hmm.
And the driver of the vehicle pled guilty. And, you're talking about it. Anytime it's anything over 5 kilos of cocaine, you're talking about a minimum of 10 years in the penitentiary, federal penitentiary, and the range of punishment is up to life.
Wow.
So, we started reviewing the case and started going after it, and my client was denied bond. I was brought into the case after she had a previous lawyer, and I took that case on and started working it. And true to form, we were able to find things that were just inconsistent with the government story. The government, their star witness was going to be the driver, basically fingering my client and, trying to say that she was the one who was responsible for the money, that she was the one who was going to be responsible for paying him. And so the driver had a story to tell. But as you started digging into the case, you started seeing inconsistencies in that story that he was trying to tell. Mm. And what I mean by that, if someone's going to be the money bags, if someone's in charge of the money, within the government's own evidence, there were a couple of receipts that were important for our defense.
Yeah, we saw those. Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the receipts was for a purchase of, a soda and a bag of Cheetos or something at a Stripe store in Rivera. You're coming down from Houston, you pass Rivera heading south on 77.
Yeah, it's between Kingsville and Raymondville.
Correct. So they have a receipt that they found in her purse of a purchase she made there. I think she paid $3.80 or something, for a soda and a bag of chips. She used her debit card. Okay. If someone's in charge of producing the money for a 25 kilo transportation, why are they paying $3.80 with a debit card? That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Another thing is there's a receipt in there for withdrawal from an ATM. That she made a withdrawal in an ATM machine there in the same area in Rivera, and her balance at her in her account was under $300. Again, the same argument. If someone's in charge of all the money for a cocaine distribution ring, why is it that they only have less than $300 in the bank? It just doesn't make any sense.
And that is a very good question. That's right.
And so we started, of course, we were developing these issues, and I guess the straw that broke the camel's back is we subpoenaed. We issued our own subpoenas. We call for witnesses. We don't just sit back and wait for the government to try to prove their case. We got to take the fight to them.
Yes, sir.
And so we subpoenaed the court's pretrial services officer to come and testify. And so that obviously raised some eyebrows at the federal building in Brownsville. And we got a phone call from the court with the U.S. attorney in his office, and he said, why is there a subpoena for my employee? And I said, well, there's a subpoena for your employee because 3 months ago, the government's key witness was in a courtroom, and your employee recommended that person be detained because that person had been untruthful about their criminal history, had misrepresented about their employment history, and had lied about where they lived. And I think that's something important for the jury to hear before we go to, mind you, we'd already picked the jury.
Yeah.
The opening statements were going to start, within the week. And that afternoon, I get a call from the U.S. Attorney's Office, and they offered us a deal that we couldn't turn down. And that was, of course, a dismissal of the conspiracy and possession charges. And she'd already been in custody for 5 months. So she ended up with a deal that allowed her to leave the penitentiary or leave the jail, the detention facility she was in, and go home.
Man, that is outstanding, Carlos. Wow, those receipts. I mean, who would have thought, that could have been, and then knowing that the other defendant had lied before. The subpoena was key in this case, and you were able to figure that out. That is amazing, Carlos. That is awesome, man. Congratulations on that case, bro.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
And ladies,
I appreciate it.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is the kind of work that Carlos Garcia does, and he'll do it for you 110%. All you got to do is give him a call at 956-584-1448, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit his website, thegarciafirm.com. And the reason he does an outstanding job is because he is board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. If you go to his office, you go into his lobby, you're going to see on the walls all his accomplishments, all the people that have probably walked out of jail and just given him a big hug and a thank you. And Carlos, I appreciate this, and I love doing this show with you once a month, the first Tuesday of every month. It's just amazing, and I can't wait to hear the next one, man.
We're ready for it, man. You all be safe. Thanks once again for the opportunity to be able to help you guys out.